and welcome back to Wearing Conscious. I'm your host, Kate Vegas. Today, we're introducing a method for buying less stuff, and most importantly, buying less new stuff, called the Buyerarchy of Needs. The Buyerarchy is based on the Hierarchy of Needs, which was published in 1943 by philosopher Abraham Maslow. Maslow grouped people's needs in the hierarchy from bottom to top, ranked by their importance to survival. Once needs were met at one level of the pyramid, then humans tended to move up to needing a new set of needs in the next level of the pyramid. It's designed to explain why people don't care about like the symphony if they don't have running water. But also why people still experience needs when they actually have many of their needs for basic survival met. 71 years later, behavioral scientist, creative director, and author Sarah Lazaravic published the Buyerarchy of Needs. The idea behind the Buyerarchy was that if you start at the base level when you have a need for a thing, you can probably satisfy that need at that level. Only if you can't satisfy that need at that level do you then move up to the next level in the pyramid. So that is the basis for my version 10 years later, where I just added and amended a few things to make the Buyerarchy of Needs fit what I believe to be the most socially conscious of options. My apologies to Lazaravic. The bottom is where you begin. And if you're resourceful, you'll probably find a lot you can do just in those bottom two levels. In all cases, buying something brand new is the least socially conscious option, and it should be used very sparingly. It's just like lard in the now debunked food pyramid. You just want to avoid. At the bottom of the pyramid, you have use what you have. Shop your closet, or your home, or your storage unit, or your shed, wherever your things are. This is easy and super self-explanatory. No additional resources required. If you need something, use something you have. And if you find what you need among the things you seldom use or maybe you forgot about, you'll probably find renewed enthusiasm. Especially if you're only keeping things around that truly bring you joy. Moving up, if you can't use what you have right as it is, maybe you have something that you can fix or spruce up a little bit, refresh to meet your need. Using what you have, but it involves some extra effort and in some cases resources. So I think it deserves its own place in the pyramid. Plus, you're working on use what you have already. You can probably keep an eye out for like other things that you could fix to use. Swap, borrow, or rent from someone. If you don't personally have what you need, maybe someone in your community or network does. Borrowing or renting are best for single event type needs, like a tuxedo for a wedding, not a pair of work slacks. And swapping can be just for an event, but remember, you're giving out something of yours too. A ghost addendum here. If there are gifting communities that you're involved in, occasionally graciously receiving a gift for what you need also fits in this community level. Next, we have buy secondhand. Secondhand marketplaces are everywhere now, and they're popping. You wouldn't even believe what's already out there. Much of it is in amazing condition, and you'll get something so much more durable and well-made for your money than buying new. If you look at it the right way and find something secondhand that really can meet your needs. This is the first part where you're acquiring something in a permanent type basis for someone. It's not as great as exchanging conscientiously as far as resources used, and certainly not as great than using something you have, but this is still a great option. Next we have make. I left this in because I presume Sarah Lazaravic had lots of reasons behind it. Making something yourself assures the thing is made using fair labor, but this requires high level of skill, access to tools, and a lot of raw materials that are hopefully consciously sourced. And it's probably expensive too, unless you make furniture and like live near a river with a lot of driftwood. Most of the time this won't apply. And if it does apply to you, you probably already went straight to this option after fix. You can make tables and you have a specific one that you need in mind, like you probably already were like, I can make that. You have like an owl and all this, whatever. You make it to the lord of the buyerarchy. After all the other options, ideally it becomes very difficult to get here because you've exhausted so many other things. But sometimes you do just need to buy new, and in that case, buy as conscientiously as you can. If you have a dress for an event, but it needs substantial fixing in order for it to be wearable, maybe your girlfriend has the perfect dress that she can let you wear as is. Do you have to fix what you have first? Can't you borrow from your friend? Definitely yes. It's not an exact science. The rules aren't rigid. They're meant to be a guide to socially conscious options. Going through them makes you think more about what you have and being resourceful with what you can do before you start buying. They're meant to slow you down and make you think before going straight from I need this to buying something brand new. Unless it's like underwear. Or for me, running shoes. If the cushion has gone in my knee is hurting, no fixing it or getting someone else's used, broken in running shoe. It's over and I buy another one and make it last over 350 miles. What I do think is that if we all slow down just a little bit and we start considering alternatives to buying new, or the other way where you see something that you want to buy brand new and then decide you need it, the impact on the environment decreases substantially. And since I've started doing this myself, I can say it does make you feel happier with the things you already have. One stipulation I will mention. So having money or access to new things doesn't mean you automatically get to skip to the top of the pyramid. If you're like sport shopping, this is a great time to slow down and go through the pyramid. I think if you were on a reality show and you were on a quest for the thing that you say you need, like, would the audience be so annoyed by your quest? Unnecessary consumption is a severe problem for the planet and for the aspirational, quote, keeping up with the Joneses, mostly to blame for that issue. It's really unnecessary. Anyway, it's funny because there's a lot of Joneses in my family. That's why things like the Buyerarchy are really good to force us to take a step back and look at where we really are and what our needs really are. For the dorks, there's more stipulations in the blog post. I got kind of academic about it. If you don't need something, don't buy it. Don't go through the whole pyramid. So I hope this brief intro is helpful. There's a bit of a longer intro on the blog, and of course I will be discussing pieces of it at more length in future videos. So make sure you're liking and subscribing and stay with me on this journey. And yeah, until I see you next time, take care.